You are being watched in more ways than you realize. Not by cameras, not by authorities, not by strangers on the street, but by the people around you. Every look, every whisper, every tiny gesture is noticed, analyzed, and remembered. Life is not just lived, it is observed, and in this arena, attention is ammunition. One careless word, one visible weakness, and you've just handed someone the power to influence you. Think about it. Life is a battlefield. Every emotion you reveal, every plan you hint at, every reaction you expose becomes fuel for others. Every person around you is a potential competitor, silently evaluating, waiting to exploit any gap in your armor. Most people walk into this war unprepared, believing honesty and transparency are always virtues, unaware that revealing too much is often the fastest way to lose. Here's the hard truth. You've been painting a target on your own back without even realizing it. You share thoughts, struggles, and victories publicly, believing it makes you relatable or likable. In reality, it leaves you exposed. Public vulnerability is a death sentence in the game of power. To survive and thrive, you must learn to move unseen, silent, and calculated. Now imagine walking through life like a ghost, untouchable, unreadable, undeniably commanding. People cannot predict your next move. They cannot see your strategy. Yet your presence commands respect without a single word. This is not fantasy. It is skill. It is discipline. It is strategy. And it is what separates the truly powerful from the crowd that simply hopes for luck. By the end of this video, you will understand the hidden rules the most influential people follow. You'll see why showing too much is dangerous, why visible anger, complaints, and public vulnerability are traps, and how to reclaim your personal power like a fortress no one can breach. You'll begin to see the world not as a stage to perform on, but as a field to dominate silently. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Appearance is public. Reality is yours to protect. Keep your next moves, your emotions, and your weaknesses locked away. Mystery isn't just intrigue, it is power. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I move in silence. I am untouchable. I am power. Own it. Let it remind you that the moment you guard your mind and actions, you step into a realm most people will never enter. This is your first step toward becoming untouchable. Now, are you ready to uncover the first power-leaking behavior and the 7 things powerful people never do in public? Number 1. Never reveal your next move. Power is not just what you do, it is what you don't show. Every time you announce your plans, even casually, you hand your competitors a map to your mind. They see the path you intend to walk and can position themselves to block you, undermine you, or steal the advantage before you even take a step. Humans crave validation, and many reveal their intentions seeking approval, admiration, or reassurance. This urge, though natural, is lethal in the arena of influence. The most powerful people understand that silence is a weapon. Machiavelli once said, "The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present." Concealing your intentions ensures no one can interfere with your strategy, and the less the world knows about your next move, the freer and more unstoppable you become. Imagine a chess player who shows every move ahead of time. Victory becomes impossible. Imagine someone disappears for months, works in silence, and returns with a creation so unexpected that the world can only react in awe. That is the power of invisibility. You must cultivate this skill. Act quietly, plan privately, execute decisively, and let results speak louder than words. Every whispered plan, every casual hint is an invitation for disruption. True influence is earned in shadows, where observation replaces boasting and action replaces announcement. If you master this, people will never anticipate your direction, they will never manipulate your steps, and your presence will be magnetic because unpredictability breeds respect and fear. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I move silently, I strike wisely, I am unseen. Let it remind you that every step you conceal multiplies your power, and every victory achieved without warning leaves the world powerless to challenge you. Number 2, never complain about your problems. Complaining is a silent surrender. Every time you voice frustration, lament unfair treatment, or lament the challenges around you, you reveal weakness and attract predators disguised as friends. Powerful people understand that endurance, composure, and discreet problem-solving speak far louder than verbal venting. Complaints are contagious. They lower the energy around you, make you appear reactive, and signal that the external world controls your state of mind. Machiavelli once said, "Men in general judge more from appearances than from reality." All men have eyes, but few have the gift of penetration. When you complain, you offer a clear, visible sign to those around you that you can be influenced, distracted, or manipulated. Leaders endure in silence, solving issues behind closed doors, presenting a calm, controlled demeanor in public, and letting their achievements replace excuses. The ability to handle adversity quietly is what separates transient power from lasting authority. Imagine a room where everyone vents. The loudest voices are rarely the strongest. The strong move with stealth, making complex tasks look effortless while others speculate and gossip. Complaining might feel like relief, but it erodes respect, diminishes credibility, and attracts opportunists waiting for cracks in your armor. The most effective strategy is to vent privately in trusted spaces, channel frustration into preparation, and maintain a composed face in public. By doing so, you project stability, magnetism, and control. Your silence becomes a fortress that protects your reputation and energy, allowing you to act strategically without unnecessary exposure. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I endure quietly. I act strategically. I remain unshaken. Remember, every complaint you withhold strengthens your influence. Every challenge you handle with grace increases your authority, and every moment of composed silence positions you as untouchable. Number 3, never lose your temper. Losing control of your emotions in public is a trap that erodes authority instantly. Every outburst, yell, or visible frustration exposes vulnerabilities that others are eager to exploit. When anger becomes visible, it signals that you are reactive, predictable, and manipulable. Powerful individuals understand that emotion is a tool, not a weakness, and that the display of uncontrolled temper is a roadmap for competitors to navigate your psyche. Machiavelli once said, "He who is highly esteemed is never sufficiently appreciated, and he who is feared is never sufficiently dreaded." Anger, if uncontained, diminishes respect, undermines your presence, and shifts power toward those who remain calm and calculating. Imagine a leader who screams at mistakes. Their team becomes cautious, compliance becomes fear-driven, and loyalty is fragile. In contrast, the silent strategist exerts influence through observation, measured reactions, and calculated responses. Emotional discipline transforms ordinary confrontation into strategic advantage. The key is to pause before responding, to breathe deeply, and to cultivate an icy composure that communicates strength without aggression. Silence in the face of provocation often intimidates more effectively than any shouted words. Observers will speculate, opponents will hesitate, and respect will naturally follow. Mastering temper is not denial. It is control, integration, and tactical deployment of emotion. Your calm becomes armor, your restraint becomes power, and your measured presence becomes magnetic. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I stay calm. I control emotion. I command respect. Remember, every moment you resist reaction, every pause you take before responding, and every unshaken expression in tension solidifies your reputation as someone who cannot be manipulated, rattled, or diminished. Power thrives in the controlled, not in the impulsive, and your ability to manage anger defines the difference between a fleeting figure and a commanding force. Number 4. Never apologize unnecessarily. Apologizing without reason is a subtle act of self-sabotage. Every casual sorry you offer chips away at your authority, lowers perception of your confidence, and signals submission to those around you. Powerful individuals understand that words carry weight, and unnecessary apologies diminish influence faster than any mistake ever could. Apologizing for existence, opinions, or trivial errors communicates low status, dependence on approval, and fear of confrontation. Machiavelli once said, "It is double pleasure to deceive the deceiver." Every unnecessary apology hands control to others, allowing them to shape your behavior, predict your reactions, and manipulate your decisions. True leaders apologize only when real harm is done or a boundary has been crossed, ensuring that their acknowledgement carries significance. Replacing empty apologies with statements like, "I see it differently," or "Thank you for your perspective," transforms potential weakness into confidence and authority. By controlling when and how you admit error, you maintain dominance in social dynamics, demonstrating discernment, decisiveness, and self-respect. Imagine a room where everyone constantly apologizes for minor missteps. The atmosphere becomes submissive, uncertain, and unstable. Now imagine one person who speaks deliberately, takes ownership only when necessary, and commands attention through measured accountability. That is influence. That is magnetic authority. That is power protected by discipline. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I speak with confidence. I own my actions. I command respect. Every moment you withhold meaningless apologies, every time you respond with clarity instead of submission, you strengthen your position, cultivate respect, and create an aura of unshakable authority. Remember, power is not built by pleasing others. It is forged in the balance between action, accountability, and unwavering self-control. Number 5. Never reveal your financial situation. Your financial status is a weapon and a shield. Sharing details about what you earn, own, or owe exposes vulnerabilities that others can exploit. Flaunting wealth invites envy and hidden attacks, while revealing poverty attracts pity, underestimation, or manipulation. True power lies in ambiguity. The less people know about your resources, the more they respect your discretion and anticipate your next move. Machiavelli once said, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel." Wealth is no exception. The appearance of abundance or lack is interpreted, misjudged, and leveraged against you. Those who openly display money often become targets of schemes, jealousy, and unwanted attention. Conversely, those who maintain discretion, letting actions and results quietly demonstrate success, cultivate security and strategic advantage. Financial opacity allows you to maneuver without external pressures, maintain privacy, and protect your personal empire. You can appear comfortable without broadcasting affluence and tactical without exposing scarcity. Imagine a silent observer watching both the ostentatious spender and the discreet achiever. Respect naturally gravitates to the one who controls what others perceive, because uncertainty breeds caution and curiosity. Financial power is strongest when it is controlled, unseen, and respected rather than flaunted. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I am financially discreet. I protect my wealth. I move strategically. Every time you refrain from revealing numbers, possessions, or struggles, you preserve influence, minimize vulnerability, and create an aura of mystery that strengthens your presence. Remember, true wealth whispers, secrecy empowers, and the unseen financial strategist always holds the upper hand. Number 6. Never gossip. Talking about others is a trap that weakens authority, destroys respect, and exposes your mind to counterattack. Every time you share secrets, criticize peers, or spread rumors, you create invisible enemies who remember every word. Gossip signals impulsiveness, lack of discipline, and vulnerability, and it positions you as a source of entertainment rather than influence. Powerful people understand that information is currency, and sharing it carelessly reduces control while enriching potential competitors. Machiavelli once said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." In practice, this means acting strategically, observing silently, and letting others reveal themselves while you maintain discretion. When you refrain from gossip, you cultivate a reputation as trustworthy, perceptive, and calculating, someone whose attention is earned rather than wasted on trivial chatter. Silent observation allows you to gather intelligence without compromising your integrity or position. Imagine a room where people constantly exchange stories, criticisms, and opinions. The loudest voices rarely hold authority, while the quiet, attentive individual commands influence effortlessly. By listening and not speaking unnecessarily, you gather power invisibly, understanding motives, weaknesses, and opportunities, while others deplete themselves with talk. Every word you do not speak becomes a shield, every secret you protect becomes leverage, and every observation you retain becomes strategy. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I speak with discretion. I observe silently. I hold power. Remember, restraint in speech builds credibility, silence generates respect, and mastery over communication is a hallmark of untouchable influence. Avoid gossip, protect your mind, and let action, not words, define your authority. Number 7. Never explain your philosophy. Sharing your beliefs, principles, or personal code in public is often a subtle way to lose power. When you preach, justify, or explain your philosophy, you expose yourself to judgment, criticism, and manipulation. People rarely appreciate nuance. They dissect words, twist meanings, and test boundaries, leaving you vulnerable. Powerful individuals understand that actions speak louder than declarations. Machiavelli once said, "Men in general judge more from appearances than from reality. All men have eyes, but few have the gift of penetration." If you broadcast your moral code, diet, religion, or strategy, you give observers a template to critique, challenge, or imitate. Influence comes from demonstrating values through behavior, not lecturing others on them. Leave your philosophy quietly, consistently, and visibly through achievements, decisions, and composure, allowing others to internalize your approach without direct instruction. Imagine a person constantly explaining why they act a certain way. Their credibility diminishes, their authority becomes dependent on acceptance, and their influence is diluted by debate. Now imagine someone who embodies principles in every action, letting curiosity, respect, and admiration grow organically. By withholding explanations, you maintain control, project confidence, and prevent others from predicting or testing your mindset. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I act with integrity. I lead by example. I inspire silently. Every unspoken principle becomes a source of strength. Every consistent action reinforces credibility, and every lesson taught through behavior rather than words cements your untouchable presence. Influence thrives in those who demonstrate quietly and act deliberately, never needing permission, validation, or verbal approval from the world. You've just discovered the hidden rules the most powerful people live by. Silence, discretion, composure, and strategy aren't just habits, they're weapons. Every move you conceal, every complaint you swallow, every word you withhold builds a fortress around your mind and presence. The world will try to read you, test you and influence you, but when you act deliberately, unpredictably, and with control, you become untouchable. Remember, power is earned in shadows, not on stages, and influence thrives in the disciplined, not the reactive. If you want to step into this level of mastery, start today. Guard your intentions, observe more than you speak, and let your results create awe. Hit the like button if you're ready to claim your power. Share this with someone who needs this strategy, and subscribe to the channel because the next lesson in unstoppable influence is coming, and you don't want to miss it. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I am untouchable. I am strategic. I am powerful.